Blessed day to you, all my sports to the bone people. Back at it again with another video. Thank you all for tuning in. So, today is the day that we have all been waiting for. Yes, my people. West Indies versus Australia. Now, day one gets underway at 10 a.m. So, I am just trying to put this one out so you can have a listen before the game starts. Right? So, this is a piece that I found on the ESPN Cricket Info website. And our former pace bowler Ian Bishop is the man giving the information here. So, the headline says, Pace, Swing, Youth, and Promise. Ian Bishop's rundown of West Indies bowling options for Australia Test. So just give a listening ear as I go through. Bear with me. It's a long article. And if you have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button while you are listening. Let's get into it, my people. So the article starts. It says, Australia are clear favourites in their series against West Indies, which begins in Barbados on Wednesday, which is today. But they start with some question marks over the batting. Stephen Smith is absent injured and Barnes Lamashane has been dropped, leading to the recalls for Sam Kantas and Josh Inglis. Meanwhile, Cameron Green made an uncertain return to Test cricket at number 3 against South Africa in challenging conditions. And there are eyes on output of Usman Khawaja, right? They said that all leaves West Indies with a window of opportunity if they can put pressure on the top order. The experienced Kemar Roach is a notable absentee from this squad as coach Darren Sammy and new captain Raston Chase look to reshape the side. However, the frontline quicks likely to form the attack alongside the left arm spin of Jalal Warrican have the credentials to be a handful for Australia. Alright, let's take a look at the bowlers individually based on what Ian Bishop is saying. Starting with Shamar Joseph. Shamar Joseph, 8 test matches, 29 wickets, average of 26.75. So this is Ian Bishop talking about Shamar Joseph, and I quote, He went to England in 2024 on the back of playing a lot of white ball cricket, and his fitness and his load management wasn't up to scratch. So he struggled there. He came back well last year against South Africa, but he hasn't really reached those heights of the Gabba Test match as often as I would have hoped. But now that he's had some time, I think, to get back to the red ball cricket, I am hoping that we will see once again the best of him. Right, so that's Shamar Joseph, and we know that Shamar is going to be playing in the first test, right? West Indies sent out the playing 11 yesterday. So the next man up, Jaden Seals, 18 test matches, 75 wickets, average of 22.26. This is what Ian Bishop had to say about Jaden Seals, and I quote, Jaden has committed to playing much more red ball cricket without sort of stereotyping him because he is playing a bit of white ball cricket as well. But he goes to play his county cricket. He comes back and has time to play a few domestic games. So I think Jaden knows more about his style of bowling. The team understands what his strength is, pitching the ball up, swinging it, given his success in the last 2 seasons. I think that he is one of maybe 2 bowlers that you build your bowling attack around. He went on to say, where Jaden has come along nicely is that instead of always going searching for wickets, now he's getting better at knowing when to go in attack mode, pitch the ball up when it's swinging, and when to pull the throttle back and hold for a little while longer. It's still it's still a work in progress because he's still a very young man at the age of 23. But I think he's becoming a better bowler with the English experience, end quote. Moving on to what he said about Alzarri Joseph. So Alzarri Joseph in 37 test matches, 111 wickets, average of 35. So this is him now on Alzarri Joseph. And I quote, "I still think his best is ahead of him." End quote. So that is Ian saying that, listen, Alzarri still has a lot to give. So let's get into it now. So this is Ian, Sir Ian Bishop now. And I quote, "One of his great challenge is that he is a multi-format player. So the transition between T20, 50 over and Test cricket is something I think he's working on. I believe, and this is my honest opinion, I don't think we have seen the absolute best of him. I think he has much more that his talent can give us in terms of when to control, when to attack. He has all the prerequisites. He can swing the ball, he can bowl upwards of 145 and hit the deck hard. I still think his best is ahead of him." End quote. Moving on to our vice captain Jalal Warrican, who is also in the playing 11 for tomorrow. 19 test matches, 73 wickets, average of 27.56. This is what Ian Bishop is saying about Jalal Warrican. And I quote, "He found the Pakistan pitch to be suitable and amendable for his style of bowling where he found grip. He bowled very slowly through the air compared to Gudikish Moti and one or two others. Whether he can now back that up in the Caribbean in a big way, I think he will always be consistent. He's shown that in his test career. But whether he can have the same impact, time will tell. What you get from Warrican is a level of consistency of performance." End quote. Anderson Phillip, he's not a part of today's playing 11, but he's in the squad, right? 2 test matches so far, 3 wickets, average of 70.66. So not a lot on Anderson Phillip in those couple of games. So this is what Ian Bishop had to say, and I quote, "Although I would put the two Josephs and Jaden out front, Anderson Phillip, depending on how he goes in training sessions, could sort of nudge if his form is that good." End quote. All right, let's take a look at Johan Lane. This is Ian Bishop, and I quote, "At the age of 21, he is tall, he is wiry, he is not out and out fast, but I do believe that if put in the right hands, he is one of 2 or 3 seam bowlers. I wouldn't say fast bowlers because they aren't yet, that have the potential." He goes on to say he is rangy, he is tall, and he is intelligent. So I have high hopes for his development. Right, so that is Lane. Now, those are the bowlers that we're expected to select from. As we know, for today's game, Shamar Joseph gets in, Alzarri Joseph gets in, Jaden Seals, and Jalal Warrican. Right, and then we have the all-rounders like Raston Chase and Justin Greaves. So, Ian Bishop just providing mostly the overseas listeners with some information there. But I just thought I would share it before we go into the game. Big up on yourself.